So this week we are going to kind of focus on problem solving our applications. But before we get into lesson 9, I wanted to point out a couple of things that I've added to the top of the course. We have an extra credit opportunity. This is the test of everyday reasoning with numeracy. And this test measures critical thinking, and it measures quantitative reasoning, and it compares NMC students against students that are in other colleges. And so we would like for you to take the test, and once you complete it, you come in here, add a submission, and just type done, and then save those changes. Then I can retrieve the test results and verify that you took it, and I will give you 20 points extra credit. So the college does this to basically measure how our students do against other schools. So we do want you to try your hardest. In no way is it going to impact your grade or anything like that. It's just kind of a measure of your general knowledge. And again, we're using it in this class because one of our general education outcomes is critical thinking. So if you have any other questions about this, let me know. You should have received an email from me with your login information and an attachment with instructions on how to get to the website and how to access the test. Then below that, I have our MTA testing schedule. I just received this, and you are going to want to take a look because it tells you the days and times that you can go in and take the MTA, although they do want you to schedule an appointment. For those of you that are uncomfortable going to the testing center during a pandemic, I am making the MTA optional. I am not going to require it this semester, although I highly recommend that you guys take it. If you are really uncomfortable going in to a testing center, that is okay. It will not hurt your grade. You just need to let me know. And moving on down here, lesson 9. This is what we're going to be working on this week. And so you're going to read chapter 10, which talks about basically debugging your apps. And then you can go through the key concepts, which kind of give you additional information on debugging apps. Well, this is taking a while. Okay. You will notice that I have the video demos for each of these sections. And there is a lot of good information in here on how to debug. And many of these techniques are things that I do when I am debugging. So this is something that I want you to know because then you'll be able to better debug your own applications and you won't have to wait for me to look at everything. Then you are going to work on a programming assignment. And so part of debugging, and this is in the book and the lecture demo, is using add, try, catch, and add in your code. And so you are going to download this little page and graphic, and then you're going to add the try, catch, and throw into that application. And then I do have an example that you guys are all super familiar with because this is the wind chill. So I basically walk through this, how to do the same thing using wind chill. So you have to do it with these files. And I show you how to do it with something that you're already familiar with. Then you are going to download this, I call it the Smoke Genie, but it's basically a guessing game. And you are going to add try, catch, and throw. Plus you need a little validation in this one as well, because you want to ensure that the numbers that they're guessing are between 1 and 100. So that will be your second exercise. The third exercise, which I think you guys will really enjoy, is a Canvas game tutorial. And so this is something that a lot of students tweak a little bit and end up using as one of their term project games. So I did include a couple of examples here. So this is my example. And you can see little Mr. Monkey is trying to avoid snakes. I'm horrible at this game. So you can see there's levels and there's a score. And then here's another one. It does have sound, so it's kind of loud. This uses your arrow keys. Okay, so just a couple examples of what you can do with this particular tutorial. Now, the tutorial doesn't get into how to attach the graphics, so you may need to look at the code that's in these two in order to see that. But this is what you'll end up with when you are done at this site. And I don't want you to turn in, you know, the red box with the green lines. I kind of want you to make it your own. Okay, so, you know, doing it with the graphics, doing something a little different is basically what I'd like you to do. Otherwise, you can just copy and paste code, which is not what I want. So if you're going to use squares and you're going to use rectangles, change the squares to a circle or change the colors or do something different. And if you want to use this as part of your final project, then you need to have some kind of graphic in your background and have some kind of character that you are repositioning on the screen instead of a square or a circle. When you're done with all this, you're going to be linking it in, and then you can enter done in the Dropbox. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to go to GitHub, and you're going to basically add that first milestone to a new repository. So you're going to create that new repository, add the milestone, and then you're going to come in here. Okay, and this kind of walks you through how to do that if you can't remember. But you're going to come in here and add a link to your repository. Then you're going to work on the problem solving assignment. So this has two parts. You are going to first come in here and download one of these zipped folders. Each one has, I believe I put a couple different errors in each one. There's the same number of errors, so it's not like any one of these is any easier than the other, but you're going to download it and you're going to debug it. Now, I don't want you to spend days on this. So if you debug it and you get stuck, what most students do is they come and download a different one. And but if you get stuck and you've already spent a little time on it, it's okay to email me. I can give you a hint, but you need to complete this, okay, and transfer it to your directory. You're going to fix it. You're going to transfer it to your lesson 9 folder and link it in to your assignment page. Okay, once you do that, you're going to enter done, and then you can go into the discussion. The discussion will not let you in until you submit done for the assignment. Okay, and then this is just so you guys can share how you solve this problem. So you're going to tell what problem you solved, summarize the problem and the solutions that you came up with, and describe what you found easy or difficult. Okay, and then the last thing is totally optional. It's extra credit on quiz number 2. So in order to get into this extra credit, you have to have completed quiz number 2. So you can't get the extra credit until you complete quiz 2. So if you completed quiz 2, you'll be able to access this and go through, work through the exercises, submit it, and you can get extra credit. After you complete all of that, if you are looking for more to do, you can work on milestone 2. Milestone 2 is not due until November 1st, and it involves having 1 game completed and 1 game partially done. Now, if you are going to use the drag and drop from our jQuery assignment, that would be completed. If you want to use the exercise from this week's assignment, if you want to use your Canvas exercise, okay, and you have it all working, and it's not rectangles and squares, you've actually got a background and you've got a main character, then that's completed as well. So you have to have 1 fully completed and 1 partially done. Okay, so that's what the requirement is. So you can get started on that as well. If you run into problems or if you have questions, let me know. And it is helpful if it's a problem, if you have your pages online and you either send me a link or tell me which page it is. And then I can go and help you with that. So have a great week. You guys are going to learn some really cool stuff about debugging, and you are going to create a Canvas game. So should be an awesome week. Let me know if you have any questions.